Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is DC Movie News, bringing you the most up-to-date discussion and commentary within the DC Universe.
Greetings, denizens of the DC Universe! We are officially less than a year until Batman v Superman!
Ha! Yeah! We're into that. Oh, what?
At some point, we'll actually have movies to talk about, and not just speculation and rumor.
I'm doing Taibo. I don't even care. Oh, it just feels good. My headset's falling off.
And I'm Adam Gertler.
I'm sweating.
I'm Roxy Striar.
I'm Jonny Loquasto. Hey, everybody.
How are we doing, guys? It's nice to be back with you.
Well,
Welcome back, Gertler.
So that's how.
Hey, so this is going to be my last show probably for most of April. I'm going off to do a new show for the FYI network called Man vs. Child.
That just sounds weird.
It sounds weird. It's not as bad as it sounds, people. It's actually a cooking competition show where young prodigy chefs are going to be battling against grown-ups chefs.
Wow.
And I get to be the master of ceremonies, so it's going to be really, really fun.
Adam,
amazing.
you can just be honest that you've been recruited by Suicide Squad. It's okay.
I have been recruited on a Suicide Squad mission.
Are you Deadshot?
Oh man, I wish, dude. What about Deadshot getting like on Arrow? He was like, I know you didn't see it yet, but he was a little bit of like the Wounded Warrior. They took an interesting dark turn with Deadshot's origins. I thought it was kind of bold. Like they had him like abusing his wife and child a little bit, like a little post-traumatic stress.
I mean, if anyone needs a dark past, it probably would be him.
Yeah, I mean, it was really almost out of place because then they had like, you know, that Valentine's Day girl and the same thing, and she's just really silly, but she was really into him.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, I want to focus on you for a second, though. Where can they find you when you
So
are
this show is going to be on FYI. It's a cable channel. I don't know if you have it. It's another lifestyle channel. It used to be A&E's biography. Mike Isabella, who is a Top Chef champion, is going to be on there as well. You know, it's a really cool show. I will be back. We will have more to say about it probably before you know, it airs. I'm hoping to be back on my birthday, which is April 30th.
Nice.
So hopefully we'll do a show. Cool. We're also really trying to get John Schnepp, the director of The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened.
He agreed. He agreed.
Yeah.
Thanks to the fans, as I choke and die. Thanks to y'all who were like, get John Schnepp on the show. And John Schnepp, being super cool, was like, hey, I'd love to come on. He said he wants to come on at the end of April. I think no coincidence because that's when his movie comes out.
And by the way, that was all via Twitter and you guys.
All you guys. And Humberto Gonzalez from Latino Review also said he will come.
I know! It's like our heroes. You guys are the best. We're just here for you. We're just a vehicle. And great show last week, guys. Mike Kalinowski, again, fan favorite. So I've said the word Shazam, and I've gone from my Mike form back to Adam, back to lowly Adam
and
form.
now we can't prove it until we can't prove that you're the same
There is no proof.
You don't know. He could be under the table, and you guys could just like pop into each other's places.
Hey, no Mike Kalinowski under the table jokes, okay? Filthy-minded people.
No.
Nobody puts
What do we
Mike
have
in
in the world of DC movie news? First, we have a little Vine video from the platinum-haired Jared Leto in demonstrating what some people think could be a preview into the Joker's voice. Can we take a look at that?
On this song, you're gonna get really, really, really crazy.
Hey-o.
Okay, I have a couple of things.
Okay.
Number one, this is absolutely speculation that this is his voice, that this is the Joker voice.
Yes.
Number two, he looks like Max Headroom from those old Pepsi commercials. Coke commercial. I forget one of those.
Number three, how many people that were at this concert were even aware of what was going on and thought this? Like, how did this Vine blow up to be so huge?
Because he's speaking and he said the word crazy in an interesting voice. But I would also like to put out there what it also sounds like to me is Mick Jagger in the song Miss You by the Rolling Stones. I wish we had that to set up because he's like, I walk in Central Park singing After Dark. People think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So is Mick Jagger actually the new Joker?
I was gonna say, is he?
What? It's very possible.
Okay, I will say though, if this is or this isn't, it sounded real cool. He sounded really cool. I don't know if he meant to.
I mean, it's not like he did a trick with his voice. He just went deep and growly. Crazy. It's not that hard.
I think
you should be the
sound really
Joker.
cool. Yeah, I'm not saying it's that hard, but I'm just saying.
I'll bleach my hair.
Well, yeah.
I'll shave my eyebrows.
I would do the same thing.
I'm in.
I think it really good shows to see. I know we're trying to find that Mick Jagger video to compare, and we should stress for time until we can. Either way, I think it really just shows how hotly anticipating people are for his performance of the Joker. You know, people just are craving anything, and they want to see what is he going to talk like, what he's going to sound like. Interesting enough, Mark Hamill, who's going to be on Flash again as the Trickster, reprising his role for the first time in 20 years.
So excited.
I saw the trailer of it, and he's doing a voice very much like his Joker voice from the animated series, which many people consider to be, like the definitive Joker.
Ooh.
Oh, let's hear it again. We got Mick Jagger.
Walking Central Park,
Singing after dark. It's karaoke. Crazy. Look at you with your Mick Jagger moves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You should see me in karaoke
Dude, sit
sometime.
down,
I'm a
Adam
little bit
Levine.
of a
What's the matter
Mick
with
Jagger.
you, boy?
You got an Adam Levine thing going on.
Well, I have more tattoos than him.
Wow. And
That's
and
true.
supermodels at your side.
Yes, that's right.
By the way, we've got
Just
Sizzler
one.
Kistler
Hi,
in
Laura.
the chat right
Shout
now.
out to Sizz. What's up, buddy?
What about Wonder Woman? Wasn't there some good talk? I feel like it's interesting as Warner Brothers allows people to speak. Gal Gadot had a little something to say about her portrayal of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Can you allude to any of those quotes specifically, Johnny?
Good for her. I sure can. And I think it's great that she spoke up a little bit. And she said, when I was younger, I didn't deal well with criticism because, it's hard being a woman and as you grow to be older and everything. But she's like, now.
Damn right it is.
Yeah. and
I've
she's
always
like-
found it easy.
That's because no one criticizes you. You're gorgeous. She said, but now I handle it. I realize if I'm going to be playing this kind of role, I'm going to be subject to criticism. And she said, besides, true Amazons only had one boob. So you can't make everybody happy.
Right. She's referring to, of course, how the Amazonian women would cut off a boob so they can have their better for their arrows and stuff. And so she was like, a one boobed Wonder Woman would be an interesting statement.
That's painful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
Go ahead.
painful.
But what did she say? What did she say?
She talked about a lot of different things that really interested me. First of all, I loved when she was talking about how she never really knew what her dream role was until she found this role and just embodied everything she wanted. And I totally get that because as an actor, you're always asked, what do you want to play? What do you want to play? And she never really knew, and now she has this, and that's incredible to hear how grateful she is.
I was also very interested to hear as she spoke to Wonder Woman's power set. We're getting a Wonder Woman that's not going to be flying, but is going to be jumping.
She mentioned close to flying.
Close to flying, which is great, just like the original Superman, leaping tall buildings in a single bound. He wasn't flying. And you don't want every single hero flying all over the place. I think leaping off of buildings and rooftops and things, just think about when we see this whole Justice League cinematically set up, you're going to have some flying in the sky and then Wonder Woman leaping around, throwing dudes into buildings. It's going to be sick.
This is her exact quote when asked about the character's power. She said, "Yes, I get to play the strongest, most empowering woman ever, Wonder Woman. I'm so grateful. I thank God every day. I want to devour it and enjoy every bite. She has unbelievable endurance. She's exceptionally strong. She can jump really high and practically fly. She knows tons of martial arts styles. She is a strong and serious woman."
And two boobs.
Yes, and two boobs.
And very attractive.
I'm very excited about that. As I've said before, I think that Zack Snyder handles hand-to-hand combat really well. Even though we don't know how much we're going to see Wonder Woman fight in this movie, we know that Zack Snyder and his producerial capacity is going to be a big part in the visual design of these films. And I just can't wait to see the fighting style they come up with for Wonder Woman. That's the thing I'm most excited about.
And someone in chat row brought up a great point. She auditioned alongside Ben Affleck, which really can restore your confidence in the casting. I'm on board now. Like at first I had my reservations, but hearing her speak about it, I'm on board.
Because people question her acting ability.
Yeah.
She's been in the Furious movies. She's been in the Date Night film. But people question, is she really the person that has the gravitas to command a franchise?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're saying that you feel better because it was a chemistry read kind of thing, and you were curious if they did that?
Well, and the fact just hearing her speak about it, I think
Johnny's referring to the fact that she's reading with Ben Affleck. There was all these really talented people in the room. All these people had to sign off on her.
Right, absolutely.
It
she
wasn't
just like, maybe we'll pick this girl.
It wasn't like somebody's uncle was just like, hey, Gal Gadot's uncle was
You're
like,
gonna be a star, kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just think that she's not letting it consume her. She's taking it all in, and she's taking it in stride like a professional.
What do you guys think out there in DC fan world? Are you guys going to give Gal Gadot a shot? Or are you condemning her before she's even been on the screen?
I think if anyone's watching this, they have to give her a shot. I don't think anyone wants to write anyone off, you know?
Oh, yeah, because there's no haters out there.
Well, you're right. Good point. But, hey, we keep it positive
The
here.
chat seems to be thinking she's going to do a really good job. And Rock and Roll Penguin says her Israeli accent will serve for a great ancient Greek accent. So that could be cool to hear.
I like it. Exactly.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to try to speak with like a mid-Atlantic or American accent. Exactly. Let her have her own Israeli accent.
Yeah, and Robert Love says, I wonder if Affleck will kind of be her acting coach. Who knows if she needs one, but I'm sure the vet will help the rookie a little more.
I would think that there may be some acting coaches involved. I don't know if Affleck's going to be like, let me just take the cowl off. Okay, let's go back to that scene. I want you to close your eyes and imagine. I kind of feel like he'll have other things going on.
Yeah, but once you are a director, as Affleck has been, I feel like you're always kind of wearing that hat. You're not just wearing the actor hat. So maybe he'll give her some tips.
Well,
Just do it better.
There's also something to be said for propriety on the set. Everybody's got a role, and you don't want, there's one director. People have to kind of choose their roles.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Affleck's like, oh, excuse me, I've got it covered, okay?
Excuse me, Zach. Let me just take a minute with your actor.
Yeah. Go take 5.
Yeah.
Hit craft services.
I don't think we're going to see that. But I am getting more and more excited, and I love what you're saying about this criticism. It doesn't seem to really be getting to her. I love what you're saying about being a tomboy and all this stuff. Everything she said has been the right play so far, so why do we have reason to think that she won't do well?
And she said, she's playing an empowering role, clearly, and that's every actress's dream, I would imagine, to play an empowering woman. So this is going to consume her for the next year plus. And
do you guys think we'll see a trailer before San Diego Comic-Con? We're inside of a year right now.
Are you talking BVS or are you talking...
I'm talking BVS, which is the first time we might see her. I mean, in a trailer. I don't know if it'll be a teaser or what, but...
I would think that weekend, maybe. Wouldn't that make sense?
That would be July. I mean, that's already kind of late. The next big Warner Brothers film that people are hoping for is Mad Max. There's WonderCon coming up at the end of April.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers has a slot at WonderCon for an hour with no official announcements. They usually do like a whole slate.
They've got a lot going on.
It's possible that they could show the teaser again, but is WonderCon big enough to do that?
I don't think so. I would like it to be there, and I think it would be great, and it would help out WonderCon and their cred for next year and so on. Not that they need really help. They are getting bigger and bigger, but I think we're going to have to wait till Comic-Con.
Well, you're going to be at Comic-Con. How great would that be?
I'm going to be at WonderCon as well. I'm going to be at WonderCon on the Saturday, and I'll be at Comic-Con. I'm actually planning on sleeping out all night to get into that Hall H on the Saturday thing, because I haven't done that yet. And I'm trying to get my crew at FX to tape it and do sort of an event, like a sleeping through the night to get into Hall H kind of thing.
Now, question, do you need a pass to get into that already, or can you just do it?
Well, you need your Comic-Con badge.
Right.
Got it, all right.
But then they only allow a certain amount of people into the Hall H, and then they only let more people in as certain people leave.
If you are not going as press to Comic-Con, it was nearly impossible to go.
I was going to say, I would sleep out with you, but I don't even have a badge to Comic-Con.
No, it's really tough.
I'll be going as well, so we can.
Are you going?
We can wave to each other.
I gotta go.
Come on, somebody give Loquasto a badge for Comic-Con.
We'll work on it.
He'll dress up. I will say this, Johnny. Will you dress as anything? Will you cosplay as anything if you get a badge?
I will dress up like Booster Gold and tell everyone I was already cast.
Can you just dress up as
easy.
Wonder Woman?
I'm talking something embarrassing. I want you to dress as someone like Pippi Longstocking as a zombie.
How does that help
With
me?
one boob. With one Amazonian boob.
I'll go with a uniboob. I just assume I would dress up like a DC character.
If you dress up as Bane Cat, then you can go in my place.
What I'm saying is give Jonny Loquasto a badge for Comic-Con, but make him work for it.
I'll work for it. I will work
Let's see, what would you like to see Johnny dress up as for Comic-Con? And please, don't make it easy on a Booster Gold. You'd look awesome. I think you'd be a great Booster
I'll
Gold.
dance, I'll sing, I will recite poetry.
Speaking of, the inmates running the asylum, which I don't know if we were.
Smooth transition.
Does Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, does anybody edit this guy?
No.
Or does he just go off and talk?
He don't care.
Have you ever seen his career? He just talks.
So, we've gotten more talk from the Black Adam Shazam than anyone else.
Which,
and
by the way, is not for a long time.
Yeah, for quite some time. So what is the latest ramblings of the Swerve Master, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Mr. Loquasto?
I love that we call him the Swerve Master now.
You know what's great is Sizzler says, I'll see what I can do about a pass. So I responded, Sizzler, I'll take you to Sizzler, and also somewhere that tastes good.
All right. Oh, God. Thank you.
Your question was about The Rock, just about him swerving?
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you a quote. He said, and I don't think this is a swerve at all. I think this is fairly accurate. And keep in mind, the movie comes out April 5th, 2019. But he does say, he said, he's going to say that Black Adam starts off as a slave and he's pissed off and people are going to pay, but eventually down the line he'll become an anti-hero. To me, that sounds like a Black Adam solo feature down the road. Don't you think?
What do you guys think of that? What do you think
The
of
Rock.
those quotes?
I think he's got to have his own solo film.
I love hearing him say anti-hero. I'm very interested in that, and I like characters that are not just one-dimensional. You just want him to be straight villain.
No, this grinds my gears a little bit.
I can tell. Your gears are grinding.
I'm getting a little sick of hearing The Rock talk. I want Shazam to be about Shazam.
Well,
I think apparently he had the choice of choosing, and he clearly chose the cooler looking costume.
But they're gonna battle each other.
Yeah, but then why is he telling us now that he's already going to be an anti-hero? Like, it takes any possibility of him being a threat as a villain away. Saying like, all right, he's going to be a villain, and yeah, we haven't cast Shazam. We'll get to that.
Okay, but that's what I was going to say. How can Shazam be about Shazam yet when one of his quotes is, "No, we haven't picked a Shazam yet"?
It makes it seem like Shazam is the least important thing about the Shazam movie, which is what my problem is.
And I'll tell you that here's the problem. It's really hard to go opposite The Rock. There's no human being with those genetics on the planet.
So it seems weird that the character that's going to embody, the physical opposite of this guy hasn't been cast yet.
Okay, did this excite you at all, though? He says, we've been working on the script. Half the scripts have already come in. Fantastic.
What does
Very
that mean,
excited.
half the scripts? Like, there's a series of films? Like, what does that mean, anyway? Half the scripts have come in.
I think
they're fantastic. Are they doing, like, a 12-part series for HBO now?
I don't think that's what he means. I think that there's probably been multiple different versions of the script, and half the scripts that are out there circulating have come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, tell me more about the story arc, Rock. Like, tell me more about how he starts off that he's going to be a villain. But don't worry, he's not going to be a real villain. He'll change down the road. Take any surprise away.
He was giving away that much. I mean, it's kind of the story, right? I think it's going to be really hard to cast Shazam because it's the freaking Rock. How are you going to stand toe-to-toe with him?
Also, as you said in the beginning, this all could be a swerve. You don't know. He could be the biggest, baddest villain out there and not even anti-hero.
I don't know. I feel like this is where we're missing that Kevin Feige sort of influence.
Yeah.
Like, Kevin Tsujihara is certainly, like, he's an overseer, but he's not an on-the-grounds producer like Kevin Feige. And I feel like some of the rhetoric from the people participating in these films should be a little bit better controlled.
Okay. Yeah.
We want to get people excited, but I just feel like we're getting stuff all over the place.
Right, don't give away too much, because honestly, people are going to be excited as is.
Yeah, and then, like, in one other interview where he's like, oh, no, it might come out earlier, it might not, like... Dude, what is going on?
Yeah, Carl Castor in the chat says anti-hero makes no sense. People aren't liking this anti-hero thing. I'm just thinking, number one, it could either be a swerve. Number two, I like to see people have multiple different layers. And so just straight villains sometimes, you don't know.
Although that is written yet.
Exactly. Which is a problem again. It's almost like, so is this film meant to just serve The Rock? Are they building the Shazam character and the film to serve their Black Adam? Because to me, that is editorially not the way that I want to see this universe constructed. I don't think that's the way Marvel goes about their films. I think they're trying to tell a story. Here it's like, don't worry, you're going to get to see The Rock do something. And look, admitted, guys, I'm not a big Rock fan. I'm not a fan of any of his movies. He's okay, but he's no Schwarzenegger in his prime. He might even be a better actor than Schwarzenegger in his prime.
Of course he is.
But he's still not as iconic to me. I'm not as big a fan.
Goddamn Zardan says, what if they cast a young child actor to play Billy and Shazam with CGI? So that would be like going the opposite of what we said.
Also, the gamer girl 2330 mentions Brendan Fraser. I'm a big Brendan Fraser guy.
That would be an interesting comeback for him.
He can play very childish. He can.
I know.
I'm a huge Brendan Fraser guy.
He's in need of a comeback. He would have a complete physical, and I don't know.
I just don't think it's fair to say we can't cast anybody opposite The Rock. Like, we're going to have to.
I guess we can't.
No. I'm not talking about
my
you.
issue is really just how this all seems to be about The Rock and the Black Adam and all this stuff, and not about a story they're trying to tell. That's my only issue. I think The Rock's going to be fantastic. I've said before, he looks great as Black Adam, but is it Black Adam or is it Shazam? And, like, what's the most important thing? Like, serving this guy's agenda, the actor, or serving a good character and a good story?
Well, it's funny you bring that up. Speaking of serving agendas, let's talk about Tyrese.
Okay, let's talk about Tyrese. Who's
Best transition, yeah.
No, that was a good transition because this is another example of, like, what's going on, Warner Brothers? Okay, Johnny, bring us up to speed with the Tyrese drama, if you would be so kind.
I mean, who the hell knows? Tyrese, at first
Hopefully we know, because that's what the show's
he posts this picture on Instagram saying, "See you soon."
Right.
And now he recants that, I think, earlier today.
Well, he takes it down.
Now, this was from a couple of days ago, but from a few weeks ago, we saw the early sort of, Tyrese as Jon Stewart campaign begin. Then we get this picture, and he's like, "See you soon," which leads many of us to believe, oh my God, has he been cast? And then Warner Brothers has him take it down.
Yeah.
It disappears.
What, is that what happened? Warner Brothers had him take it down?
It disappeared. Wait, I guess we don't know that Warner Brothers took it down. I would assume that, but we don't know.
You don't know. His agent could have called him and been like, hello.
Should have said, dude, this is starting to seem a bit sad.
Yeah.
So it starts to seem a bit sad, like he's campaigning hard, and then he's like, wait, I'm not campaigning. Johnny, do you have the quote? Do you have the Instagram quote that it was...
You got it right here, right, Roxy?
I will pull it up.
So this is something that I came across on Latino Review just this afternoon, where Tyrese is like saying, like, slow your roll. It's out there. It's not my campaign. I'm planting seeds.
He's like, I got an album coming out. My new single, Dumb S, is coming out.
Yeah. Dumb Shit, the new single featuring Snoop Dogg.
It's a really, really long quote.
This is my favorite one. He goes, and when I post, it's not a campaign. It's me planting seed. I'm almost at hashtag 5 billion in box office receipts worldwide. Okay, Tyrese.
That's not campaigning, though. Just planting those seeds.
Also, in his campaign, he mentions his album or his single he dropped. He's like just plugging himself so hard. Originally, when he started saying, look, this is a role I would want, we all were like, that's great when actors fight for roles. You go, man. But at this point, I'm either thinking, if he has the role, shut up or you're going to lose it. Or if he doesn't have the role, this is really sad. See you soon?
Can you imagine getting coffee with this guy? You would not even get a word in.
Well, see you soon, it's made me think, all right, they cast him. Which led me to believe that it's definitely not a solo movie, because there's no way that Warner Brothers is giving Tyrese a solo movie. I know you might come back at me with Gal Gadot stuff, but that was my opinion. And then I thought, all right, maybe there's truth to the fact that Chris Pine is going to be Hal and Tyrese would be Jon Stewart. And then... I'm cool with him being Jon Stewart, because we all know, as we've said pretty much every week, I want to see the Lethal Weapon in Space version of Green Lantern.
Yeah, I want to see Jon Stewart. I'm not saying Tyrese is my top choice, though.
But could you see Idris Elba, like, doing that Instagram stuff, like campaigning for a role like that?
It's just, the problem is, now if he is cast, when I'm watching him on screen, I'm going to be thinking about that. It's not that I don't think he's talented. It's not that I think he's wrong for the role. It's just there's so much drama around it now because he's created it that I don't know how I'm going to take it seriously.
It's like Jon Stewart in World Star Hip Hop.
Exactly. It's all very... I don't know what's real. What do you guys think is real? I'm curious to what people's opinions are, because we don't know if Warner Brothers told him to take it down, then they're probably considering from the role, or he has the role. Otherwise, why would they care?
Or the exact opposite.
Heisenberg says, I remember him posting a photo going for a meeting with DC. So there, at some point, there probably was talks about this, and there probably still is. It's just like he's either going to lose it because of this.
So is he trying to shift the court of public opinion in his favor by getting everybody on his side so that like it's a better place to negotiate?
Right, that's what I'm wondering. In his brain, what is the plan here? Is he hoping that if he posts "See you soon," people are going to be like, yes, we're so excited, and then he's going to show that to Warner Brothers and say, look how excited people are.
I don't think you want to go toe-to-toe with a major.
It's like he's trying to use reverse psychology on Warner Brothers right now, which is just, I don't think
then he comes back and he said, all right, Warner Brothers knows I'm interested in the project. I'm gonna step away. And fanboys who want me or don't want me, you should campaign for who you want.
And it is true that they do know. They certainly know. So if he had never said anything, maybe they wouldn't have known. Now they know.
I gotta think that Tyrese is on a very short list for popular African American actors that are built like gods.
I like Tyrese. I have nothing against him at all. So it's just
neither do I. This is not an anti-Tyrese rant. It's just very weird what's going on right now. And again, this is getting back to my thing where with like, the way Vin Diesel sort of did it with Marvel, it was very much, it started to appear like the same thing. And then he showed up as Groot. So I'm just trying to look at that and see how this plays off into this. What are you getting on the chat roll?
Ellis Bueno's funny. The Rock, Gal Gadot, Tyrese, the DCU is turning into Furious 8. That's funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's funny.
I can't even deny it. I agree with that.
What? I know exactly, right? It's like the whole cast.
I want to be like, no. But...
So what do we think? Moving on, there's some Suicide Squad news. Our favorite El Mayimbe reported on what this interpretation. This is fan art, but this is an interpretation based on a description of what Deadshot might look like. Kind of saying like he's gonna have the red eye, but he's not gonna have the full face cover like in the comics. Although in the Arrow show, he's got nothing covered. He's got the red eye.
Yeah, Will Smith is not going to let his face get covered.
Right, and then you've got this sort of like the Captain America half mask thing going on there. What do you guys think of this image? What do you think of it? What do you think of Deadshot?
I think it's great.
Here's my thing. If you have Will Smith, and Will Smith, we know, has a lot of say in his roles usually. I just think he's not going to want this much of his face covered.
This much?
Even though it usually is more, and this has the whole bottom half showing, I don't know. I think that he's still going to have a little bit of a problem with it. He doesn't seem to so far, so maybe not.
Well, I've got no problem with this because I know he's not going to be wearing this in every scene of the film.
Right, that's true. That's true.
You know, he's going to be Floyd in a lot of the film, and he's not going to have that on his face. And honestly, sometimes when the entire face is covered, you almost lose contact with the character.
Right.
Like the first Spider-Man, Sam Raimi film.
Right.
How ridiculous did it look when the Green Goblin and Spider-Man were on the screen at the same time? It was like became a puppet show.
I mean, sometimes you don't even know who the actor is. Like a lot of people don't even know who's playing Bane because so much is covered.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so I just don't think Will Smith.
Who's playing Bane?
Bane Cat? Is that what you mean?
Am I being called back for another film?
So I just don't think Will Smith would ever let that happen to him, which is why he's like, oh, and surprise, surprise, my whole lower face at least is showing. There was no way we were going to cover every little bit.
As long as I see the red eye, I'm good. People in chat roll are a little worried. One person says here, Will Smith is my biggest worry in all of the DCCU as of right now.
Oh, I'm
not really. Will Smith is.
I know you're on that page.
I'm hoping that he's going to be the biggest surprise.
I'm
really hoping because I think he's great too, and I've not been happy with a lot of his recent stuff. I feel like this is such a great opportunity. And you guys have heard, I've been very brutally honest with things that I am skeptical of. Will Smith, I'm really hoping is going to be great.
Okay, I agree, and I think he's going to be, but a lot of people are saying he's not. Then Reeker of Havoc says, an Oscar-nominated actor, that's your biggest worry. And I agree with that.
Exactly. That should be.
If that is your biggest worry, I think we're having good problems here.
It's a good day.
Yeah, absolutely.
He played Ali convincingly, Muhammad Ali.
I'm telling you, he's going to embrace it.
I think he can handle Deadshot.
I don't know why people are worried about Will Smith. He's not that big of a diva. He's a diva, but he's going to be fine.
What about Johnny's favorite Suicide Squad character? Any news in the Amanda Wallerverse?
Oh, Viola
she your
Davis.
favorite?
I don't know. Oh, I just like her in the animated.
Well, he likes because he likes her, size.
She's thick.
She's
thick in the anime world.
Okay.
My girl.
You like them thick girls.
Man.
So Viola Davis seems to be, now that she's official, seems pretty on board. She's pretty psyched.
Yeah, which I love.
I have a quote.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. From Viola Davis. She's badass. She's unapologetic. Everything that I'm reading and studying about her, no humor, just brutal. That's me. And she's also excited to use a gun.
Again, if I could just interject here, guys, don't get excited about no humor in the entire Warner Brothers DC universe, okay? It's just Amanda Waller.
She's saying Amanda Waller doesn't.
I know, but I almost think that was a poor choice of words because of that. Because every single time somebody hears no humor, they grasp onto that and they blow it up everywhere.
That's bet. Just gonna be fun. But she talks about using guns, not in her personal life, but how much she loves using them on set. So that seems to imply, I mean, at least through my interpretation, that Amanda Waller is going to be a fairly active member of this task force.
She's going to be violent, and she says, a gun does something to me on set.
Yeah,
she said.
Absolutely.
Said it just like that, too.
When she was cast as Viola Davis, I figured she would be fairly active, just because she is such an outstanding actress. We want to see her on screen as much as we can.
More so than if Oprah had been cast.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. You can't really see Oprah doing action scenes quite as much.
Right, that's very true. And also, Oprah, I don't think would have as much time to fill. Viola Davis, who is doing her How to Get Away with Murder, but it's a shorter series than a lot of the other Shonda Rhimes series. So I think she does have the time, and she will be able to put in the effort.
With all due respect to Oprah, better choice with Viola Davis.
I still love Oprah, but Viola Davis is incredible.
No, I'm very excited about Viola Davis casting. The Tom Hardy thing is still stinging a little bit, but I'm moving on, and I can't wait. You know what's so great, guys? Once these DC movies start, There's no more of this waiting 4 years. Once this train starts moving, then we're going to start to get these films like 2 a year. And that is just really, really cool. So once we do get that trailer...
And every week we could break down a different 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah, exactly.
So much
we actually have movies to talk about. I got a yearning today to watch Man of Steel. I was actually reading the J. Michael Straczynski Earth 1 Superman that came out in like 2013. It's very similar to Man of Steel, and like it's a retelling of Superman's origin. And it got me really excited to just like watch that, at least that first half of Man of Steel again. Like,
are you looking for little secrets as well?
I just want to feel that dude flying. Like there was so much I really liked about that. I love Krypton in the movie, and I love when he takes off for the first time. It's the best. I love the cape acting in that movie. That cape should have gotten an Academy Award.
Maybe we should do a special where we just break down Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Putting out feelers. Let me know how you guys like that.
For good and the bad. So in more Batman v Superman world, we finally have a look at the possible arch nemesis, or at least the human arch nemesis of Earth. And I'm talking about Jesse Eisenberg, of course, as Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
Mr. Luthor.
Do we have it?
But
There he is.
Hey,
There's
wow.
a mugshot for you.
He looks like an inmate.
So answering the question, will he be bald? Looks like he'll be bald.
He's pretty
What's
bald.
that voice we're doing now?
Be bald?
Will he be bald?
Look, I'm going to talk to you about Lex Luthor, okay? Welcome to Coffee Talk. We're going to talk about
Welcome
Lex
to
Luthor and
Lex
Jesse
Talk.
Eisenberg.
I love it.
What do you guys think of this look?
You know, I know a lot of people are not excited about Jesse Eisenberg, or have not been, but just judging off of that headshot right there, that gets me more into it.
I happen to be outrageously excited about this casting.
Tell me about that.
I just think that he is a very strange dude. And so I'm interested to see what he does. That doesn't necessarily mean that I think that he was the smartest pick, but I think that he is capable of doing something really interesting with this character. And this look got me really excited for it too.
I've been on board with Jesse Eisenberg since day one because he always comes off as kind of a prick in his roles.
Right, he really does.
And with the description of Lex Luthor being the modern billionaire and how that exists in our world today,
his social network.
He looks very much like the Smallville Michael Rosenbaum Lex Luthor, and I loved that relationship on that show. That was the best thing about that show, was that sort of ambiguous relationship that Clark had with Lex.
You can't even call it love-hate because it was all, but I know.
Absolutely was a love-hate. And listen, I mean, he's going to be resentful compared to this like hulking, beautiful man dressed in a blue tight jumpsuit, and he's like, I lost my hair at 18.
Yeah, I just have to say, I don't know what, he is getting a lot of slack, like you said, Johnny, and I just think this is incredible, and this picture made me even more excited. He looks just scary and weird, and...
I think part of it could be the fact that he's so young. Maybe people are not into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
again, people don't know what the script is. They don't know how the character is being portrayed, and just like... Again, Jesse Eisenberg, I buy him as a villain. Yes. And again, this is not meant to be, the physical opponent of the Superman. We're not casting him as Shazam against The Rock here.
Right.
Yeah, people seem to be excited in the chat about it. Dylan Esposito says, I got more sold for Eisenberg when I saw the picture of him as Luthor, which is exactly...
Same boat.
I think that happened to a lot of people. And then there was a little report in Latino Review today. We didn't really do a whole thing about it because we don't know if it's true, but there are some indications that the whole Batman versus Superman thing is set off by Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Again, and the idea behind this is if they're taking the cue from Dark Knight Returns, where Superman is approaching Batman on behest of the president, it would be at the behest of Lex Luthor. And, whether that's true or not, it kind of implies that, in Batman v Superman, and I hope this is true, they're not enemies yet.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor is just this magnanimous billionaire.
He's just pulling all the puppet strings.
Pulling the
He's
strings.
a fake philanthropist.
What do you guys think about this? Shannon James says Lex pick looks like a mugshot.
Well, yeah,
do you think
of
he
course
could
it
be
does.
trying to tell us something?
He looks
maybe
like an inmate.
It could be, but I've heard that this picture isn't an Zack Snyder release picture. I don't know if it is. I don't know if this was just for like Entertainment Weekly, and they said, hey, look mean like Les. So I don't know if it is, if it's meant to be that or not. I know our boy Brennan Drapeau did a Time magazine cover with Lex on the cover, and that was kind of funky too.
Well, speaking of Zack Snyder, he does say he's not any of the Lexes that you've seen. He says what he believes, and he says what's on his mind. If you can unravel the string and decipher what he means, it's all there.
Yeah, that's a great villain because, again, this is not going to be a mustache-twirling Lex Luthor. This is going to be a guy who thinks his way is the smartest way.
Yeah.
And like we've said before, a lot of billionaires are not the sweetest, nicest people.
And talking a little bit more about his age in the chat, Killer Zelly says he is 31, so he's a little older than we think he is. And Viet Carter said he was cast so young so he can maybe do a few more movies, and then we can get President Lex down the road, which you never know.
You're so true. That's so true. That's always been a great thing in the comics when Lex becomes president. Yeah, and you want the potential for a long growth. Like, I'm hoping that these films have a long through line.
Yeah. Oh, and Heisenberg saying he thinks Snyder actually tweeted it out after it got released, the picture. So maybe then it is approved by him.
Well, because most of the pictures have been like Zack Snyder photos.
Right.
Where, like Zack Snyder has been controlling the lighting. We saw that of the Batmobile, of Gale, of Aquaman, Ben Affleck, Superman, all of them. Either way, super excited. Please give me a trailer. It's my birthday, April 30th. Give me a trailer for my birthday. Come on, DC Warner Brothers.
It's coming up.
Maybe you should write to them and ask, and I think that will be the reason they release it, actually.
I'm going to go to WonderCon, and I'm going to demand a trailer.
Well, you never know, because some of these...
Just walk in throwing your fist. I want a trailer!
We'll talk about it a little later, but some of these DC characters, as long as you ask for things, they actually send you your own videos.
Oh,
so
very
maybe
interesting.
They will.
Oh, we're getting to that.
Maybe they will send you a little birthday surprise.
Let's talk TV.
It's my favorite time.
One of the ultimate creature actors in the past 12 to 15 years has been this guy, Doug Jones. Has been in the Hellboy movies. He's appeared as the Silver Surfer. He's a very skinny actor. He was actually in The Watch, which we just did on FX Movie Download. We just taped an episode of that, and Doug Jones was also in The Watch playing the alien. Because he's a guy, he's got such a slight frame that, you can put prosthetics on him, and he still appears like really skinny.
Such a character actor, like just that face and everything involved.
You talk about
Sapiens,
crossover.
so good.
Little Dougie's going to be crossing over some shows.
Yeah, tell me about that. So he's not going to be just appearing just in Arrow, right?
No, he's coming over to the Flash.
So he's going to be doing both? What is going on? Tell me, I'm excited.
Well, he's going to, and then Roxy, you can follow this up. He's going to be playing Deathbolt in the 19th episode entitled Broken Arrow. He's also going to be in a future episode of The Flash, as we see in that picture there as he's holding the script for the Flash episode. And I believe he had some kind of little comment underneath saying, like, wait a minute, why would I be holding this script as well? Which is pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
His character is going to be controlling plasma energy, which will be...
So it's a little bit of a diversion from the comic book origin of the character, which is more like...
the living battery.
Right. Lightning and stuff like that, which makes sense. It's a little bit more grounded. How much would you like to be a day player on the Flash show just to get one of those cool Flash binders?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Jesus.
That is not the only reason I would like to be a day player on the show.
Because of the craft services. I know. I hear they're fantastic.
Just for so many reasons. But this is cool. I love when they do crossovers, no matter what it is. Like we had, he was from Prison Break, but the guy that, the clock mask, whatever his name was, who was on Arrow, and then he came on Flash later on. Also, it makes me think that we could have some people from Team Arrow come over to Team Flash for a little bit. And so that's really exciting.
No, this universe is definitely getting tightly knit. I know you didn't see it, but I just wanted to show. We did see the Adam appear, and it was a full-on, guys. Was it not like a full-on Iron Man ripoff of the Adam
as
on
he
Arrow?
Flies off.
He's flying, and he's just like very like exoskeleton-y. There's no indication of shrinkage. Still waiting for shrinkage.
Yeah, you should just maybe turn on the AC.
They should watch that one episode of Seinfeld.
Boom!
No, but I thought that was cool. And as he sees her in his room and he goes past it, she's sleeping, I like that moment.
Well,
I'll take it.
I'm at least comforted by the fact that it doesn't look like we're getting a full-on Adam show. In the last frame of this week's episode of The Arrow, the look on Brandon Routh's face was something to the effect of like, I'm in this Adam suit, and oh my God, I was Superman once upon a time on the big screen. What the hell has happened?
Yeah, but I think it's just a testament to how incredible TV is now. So
I will say the effects didn't look bad on the Adam suit.
I think you have to say they looked better than they didn't look bad. I think they looked really good.
No, they look good. They did look good. I just don't see the correlation between the Adam from the comics yet. Doesn't mean we're not going to get there, guys.
We have no idea.
I'm just reporting on what we've seen so far. But one thing I am really excited about
Preacher
is Preacher. This is one
Preach
of my
about
favorite
it.
The
comics.
story behind it is
From
so
the past
good,
10 years.
and the story it's going to translate so well to television.
This
I think.
story was so crazy. It's funny. It's violent. It's wrong. It's rude. It's offensive. And it is one of the best reads that I've done in the past 15 years. Like, I poured through Preacher.
It's also on AMC, so it will have the opportunity to be all of those things.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And now, like, I know you say you can't drop F-bombs. That's pretty much all you can't do. I mean, they say they pretty much swear. And if you've ever seen an episode of Walking Dead, the violence that they show is extreme. And then with Goldberg and Rogan behind this, I'm really looking forward to this.
That doesn't make you nervous at all? That makes you excited?
No, because I feel like they appreciate the material.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen is not playing Jesse Custer.
I don't think Rogan's even going to be in it.
Which they haven't announced who's playing Jesse Custer yet, so it's possible that Rogan is going to do it. I hope he doesn't.
You said it, and then you're like, wait a second.
Well, I think he knows. I think he learned his lesson about playing in superhero movies. It's definitely not his type.
I don't think that's not a good fit at all.
Yes.
No.
After the Green Hornet thing didn't work out so well, so I don't know. I'm really, really excited. I've often said that this is a great way to do superhero stories in general as a 12-part show, but I wonder how many seasons are they going to try to get out of this thing?
Out of Preacher?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on ratings.
As many as they can.
Because it's one story. You know, it's one story that was told like in like, I don't know, like 50 books or something like that, 50 comics. So you could get like 4 or 5 seasons out of it.
Yeah, and I think after that, they'll just keep pushing it.
And it's deep. It's really involved. So tell us about the casting that we have this week a little bit.
Well, Roxy, we have 2.
Not to you, though, Adam. Just for Roxy.
Yes, tell me.
Well, because he's going to listen.
Yeah, I'm going to listen.
We're going to proclaim.
Not allowed. Just
some
to me.
information. We're going to spit some knowledge at you.
Let me hear about it.
Ian Coletti is going to star opposite Ruth Negga's Tulip O'Hare, Preacher. Boom. Ian Coletti is going to play Arseface. And the story behind Arseface is actually really interesting. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Apparently it was inspired by Kurt Cobain.
Yes.
So cool.
The character tries to shoot his face off with a shotgun, kill himself. He survives, and therefore he's horribly disfigured.
He is some of the best comic relief in the entire story. And, like, you can't, throughout the comic, you can't really make out what, I think other characters understand what he says, but it's just, like, because he can't really talk, it's just, it's jumbled what his dialogue is.
I can't wait to see the makeup job.
I don't know if they're going to subtitle him or what, but it's really funny.
I cannot wait to hear this, to see the special effects makeup.
Yeah, and how he actually looks. I said
Get Greg Nicotero's crew on that. Get the Walking Dead people on that.
Yeah, that's really what they should do. They could do an incredible job. Are you kidding? When you said it was inspired by Kurt Cobain, I go, so cool. No, it's not cool what
he
he
killed
did.
himself,
Yeah.
no.
I just think that it's a great way to inspire a character.
The
It's
original
really
comic
interesting.
took place from 95 to 2000, so it was like very much at that time.
Right.
And then also another great character. This is what's so out of the box. It's about this guy who can speak with the word of God. So whatever Custer says, people have to do.
Right.
So if I said, stick that popcorn talk mug up your butt,
Or talk like Bane Cat, I'd have to do it.
you would have to do it.
Yes.
Roxy would do it regardless.
Right.
But then along the way, he also meets this like Irish vampire that's lived for hundreds of years. And
Who's also cast, Joseph Gilgun.
perfect casting.
Yeah.
I mean, that is as perfect as The Rock is Black Adam. Talk about off the page.
Pretty damn close.
In fact, this guy should be Shazam.
Well, let's not.
He's the physical perfection of all things.
Okay.
So this is, he's going to be Cassidy. He's this Irish vampire that has a really dark past that joins Tulip
rowdy.
and Custer on their adventure, basically. So now we're just waiting for. And also Ruth Negga, who is the girl with the flower dress on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, who just recently became an Inhuman. So I guess she's still going to appear on the Marvel show, but she's also on this show. She's got a great look to her too, really exotic look. She's like, I forgot what her background is. She's like an Egyptian and a bunch of other things.
This story is going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, this is going to be great. Preacher's going to be great. And then we wanted to say, you had mentioned before something about Arrow doing a little something sweet for someone.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Roxy.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that this video was actually really, really cute.
Oh,
so,
it's adorable.
Stephen Amell, who we know seems to be a great dude, saw that this mom reached out to him, and her daughter was having a birthday party, and the invitation was really cool. It said, My name is Natalie D. After 1 year as an 11-year-old, I have come home with one goal, to be a year closer to being a teenager. But to do that, I must first turn 12.
And
to have the best sleepover ever, I must be someone else. I must be something else. So obviously that's an Arrow reference. And then she had her with Stephen Amell behind her, and they're back-to-back with their arrows and stuff. It was really, really cute.
How cool is that for Mom to do?
And so the mom invited him very nicely
Don't rush
to the
be a
birthday
teenager,
party.
young girl.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't rush. There's plenty of time.
So she invites him, and instead he can't show up because he's in Vancouver, but he said he would have. And instead, he records her this video message saying, "Yo, happy birthday. When I was 12, I was celebrating dinosaurs," or whatever he says.
He said he had a birthday party themed around wrestling.
Around wrestling.
That's right, Johnny.
Which I still may do 20 years later.
You know, dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah. What?
I just wanted to get a rise out of you. No, I really forgot what it was, but I guess it was wrestling.
Okay.
No, but that's awesome. And he recorded her. It's a very long message too. It's like a minute and a half or something. Just being like, "Happy birthday, girl."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm working. We're shooting right now. We're going to be shooting all the way up until your birthday. So I'm sorry, but your mom reached out to me. Here's my birthday greeting to you." And how about Mom working the Photoshop on that invite?
And then the girl just starts hysterically crying as she's watching the message. She's crying and crying. She goes to hug her mom, and she's like, "This is the best birthday ever."
It is so sweet. It's amazing what we're seeing right now with this modern world we live in with social media, how we're seeing like actors showing up at the hospital, whether they're Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, vigilantes in Starling City. Like, it's really, really cool. And hey, you know what? If that's the kind of competition we're going to see, like people doing really good deeds and fun things for kids, then that's awesome.
More power to him. That was really cool.
So that's all the news stories, guys. Do we have a little bit of time for questions?
Natalie D for Green Lantern. Yes, we do.
Let's get some questions.
Okay. Here we go. And obviously every week, guys, we read questions from you, coming from Twitter, coming from iTunes, coming from Facebook, coming from the
Snail
chat.
mail.
Everywhere.
Mail them in.
From your heart.
Go ahead, mail them in.
From your heart.
All right, so this one is from @StraightSnuggles. He wants to know, what of the upcoming movies will gross the most money?
I mean, we won't know that for 6 years.
We'll come back.
We can
but
speculate.
If they're good, you gotta go with Justice League Part 2.
Okay. Yeah, because if Justice League 1 dominates, then Justice League 2.
I mean, right?
You don't think it's going to be BVS, though?
BVS is going to be huge, but I'm saying it's going to be growth because Justice League is happening after, and that's what you're building to. So the only way that Justice League 1 doesn't make as much as BVS is if BVS isn't great.
If
BVS is a stinker, then the Justice League could peter out and equal to it.
They hope that BVS is not the highest grossing film.
Yeah, absolutely
Tell you
not.
that much.
They hope it's high grossing.
Well, they certainly
and
hope it's higher grossing than Man of Steel.
Well, yeah.
Moving on, @CP Younger wants to know, I think it's tough to believe Ben Affleck as Batman. It's tougher to believe Ben Affleck as Batman than Cavill as Superman. Thoughts? Coming from a big Bale Batman fan.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You think it's tougher?
Yeah. Yeah, because Cavill was fairly unknown. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's, Affleck is Affleck. We've been watching him act for like 15 years at least. Yeah. And is it going to be harder for him to disappear than Christian Bale did for me? I still hope that he can do it, though.
I mean, Affleck's body of work is so much bigger, so people think of Affleck in so many different facets. But also, you got to look at the Superman character is not as complex as Batman. The history, the dark history isn't, there so much. So I think I'm not saying it's an easier character to play, but I think Affleck's going to have a more difficult time. But I
know what you mean.
I'm still pumped about it. I don't have a hard time believing Affleck at all.
Yeah, but going off his question about who's it easier to believe than,
Yeah, you got to say Cavill, sure.
Well, if you're just talking looks-wise, body of work, I mean, it depends what you're thinking. Cavill looks like Superman, but originally when he was cast, I don't think everybody was on board because people didn't know him as much. I think that Ben Affleck, there's a better shot of people being on board because of all of this stuff, but he's getting 50-50
I'm super
right now,
excited for Affleck, though. I'm excited for his Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Again, I want to see what he brings to the role of Bruce Wayne and how that's going to be portrayed. And like I've said before, I think Ben Affleck has a great sense of humor, and I hope that we see some of that. One thing I do want to chime in on. You guys talked last week about how Batman was going to be kind of like this. like this mythic creature possibly, and like not really well known. Kind of like I forgot the word you used.
It was one of the Latino Review possible spoiler things to where they think the government doesn't know anything about Batman.
No one's really met him before.
Only Joker has. That's
only Joker.
The rumor.
I thought that sounded really cool. But what I was going to add to that was I bet Commissioner Gordon has too. Like he's just working seriously in secret with Gordon, who may or may not be alive during this film, but that he didn't have this big public persona, that he wasn't showing up in the daylight, that he was just a legend. Like you didn't know. And I love that idea because then it does allow him to be far into his career, but not overexposed. So
and all they got is just a little bit of game tape. And
I want to get to some more questions.
Please.
This one's from @TrevoMad. Who do you think will surprise the most? Jesse Eisenberg as Lex or Jared Leto as El Joker? Or I guess you guys could think of somebody else.
As far as surprise, I mean, I'm not surprised.
Well,
if they both are amazing, I'm not going to be surprised at all.
I feel like in my head, I know how Jesse Eisenberg is going to play Lex Luthor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and so if he's not playing what I think he's playing in my head, which is pretty much like the Mark Zuckerberg character with a bit of evil, then that would be a surprise. Leto right now, I have to say, is going to be more surprising because I have no idea where he's going to go with it.
And Leto has never not surprised me in a role, so I think that I would have to go
Buyers
Leto.
Club, for God's sake. I mean,
So I would say Leto, but if Eisenberg does something totally different, then I would be more surprised.
Right.
So I guess our answer is going to have to be Joker with that one.
Moving on to @Justiciero JLA3.
Okay.
Why hasn't Warner Brothers told who Shazam and Hal Jordan are going to be already? This should be already known. It's basic.
I don't think so. The movies are so far away.
It's basic, Johnny.
Well,
Shazam may not have been born
But don't you
yet.
think it's
We don't
interesting
know.
that we know who Cyborg is, we know who Flash is?
Right, we talked
they haven't
about-
said anything about Green Lantern.
All right.
Not Hal Jordan. Not Hal Jordan. I'm telling you. We're going to get both. I'm telling you.
Well,
There's-
Tyrese already knows who it's going to be. So.
Yeah, Tyrese knows. They're saving it for a surprise.
Tyrese is cutting his own Green Lantern trailer using footage from Baby Boy.
The
right
Shazam
now, so.
thing really, really concerns me because I'm a big fan of that character and I want to know that they know who. I don't like this idea. If the rumor that The Rock got to choose which character he plays, that would be kind of weird. We know we want you. You just pick one.
Couldn't you argue though that
Pick
they're taking their sweet time because they want to nail it?
I hope they do.
I agree.
I hope they do. But then why announce the other ones? Like, why announce Cyborg and
The
Flash?
Rock.
I mean, like Cyborg, who is like, nobody knows who that guy is.
Because we have so many years, they've got to give us bit by bit by bit to keep us excited.
And some roles are just easier to cast than others.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, moving on. This is from @EaglesScouch. Wants to know, after watching this week's Arrow, do you think the Suicide Squad would make a better TV show than movie? Although we know it's not mutually exclusive, so they can be both.
I would say not on the CW.
Yep.
Like, I would not want to see a CW
You'd watch an HBO Suicide Squad.
or FX or AMC.
Yeah.
Just like
I think it's great as a movie.
I think it's great as a movie too.
Yes, however, like we talked about earlier, we don't think it's going to be an R-rated movie, so wouldn't it have the same ability on CW as it would on the big screen?
You know, it's interesting you say that because they can actually show more on AMC than PG-13.
Right.
Which is weird. Like PG-13, you get an F-bomb, but they don't usually show the blood associated with violence.
Not as many boobies.
Yeah, PG-13, you maybe get a boob or two.
You got to get a Harley
You
Quinn
get
boob.
you get the Amazon Uniboob.
I don't think you're going to get a single boob. Like, there hasn't been a nipple in any major superhero film that I can think of.
And no Margot
Even
Robbie
R-rated
nipples?
films. There's something about, like, getting really, like, prurient during, like, a superhero film. Like, you know.
I want Suicide Squad to be R. I know what would happen.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Totally.
I agree. So, you know, in that regard, like, if it was, like, a hard adult TV show, then yeah, I think it would make an amazing TV show. Amazing, like FX, AMC style, HBO, or even Cinemax. You know, like Cinemax does such a great job with Banshee. I mean, that's or Spartacus.
Or Cinemax.
Spartacus is the most violent show ever in history, and practically a softcore porn.
A lot of
so
boobs. Yeah.
plenty of boobs. Spartacus is great.
Skin of Spartacus.
People are going crazy in the chat right now asking if we've seen Arrow's new suit that's been leaked. So
I think I saw a little image of that, right? Like it was the one where he's standing next to Flash and all this. Or
I'm looking through it. I'm looking through it if anybody wants to send us a link. But that could be fun. I love when they do costume changes on that show because they're so spot on.
Well, it was interesting because a lot of other people showed up dressed like the Arrow. They did that whole League of Shadows thing where like all the ninjas are like wearing the thing. So there were a lot of people wearing Arrow costumes. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense that he would then have to switch it up.
Okay, another question. This is from @Vern's Views. Says, how does everyone feel about the deal that the Flash and Captain Cold made? So they're talking about the most recent episode of The Flash. Spoiler alert.
The deal that they made?
Yeah, because remember what happens is, spoiler, Captain Cold says, listen, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And Flash says, no, don't do that. And then they make a deal that he won't kill anybody else. Captain Cold will not murder. He will keep stealing, but he doesn't have to do it without murdering. And so Flash lets him go because he says he won't kill anybody else. So, he's still going to be taking money, but hopefully from the bad guys. I don't know. I
was more concerned with why the dude kept wearing like the fur-lined jacket when he didn't even have his cold gun. Is that Captain Cold? I'm getting confused because there's like a couple. There's Weather Wizards.
It's Wentworth Miller. Is the
okay?
actor.
No. Captain Cold. He was wearing like the fur-lined jacket when he didn't even have his cold gun, and I thought that was ridiculous. And then when the Snart girl got the gold one that Cisco made, the gold gun, like I thought that was a little silly. Like in an hour, make me a gold weapon. That really took me out, man.
Okay.
That's about it. We're out of time.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the show. I will be away for a few weeks, but our other wonderful hosts will be here. And, people like Sizzler Kistler, Kalinowski, hopefully John Schnepp, Al Mayimbe in the future. So much exciting things to look forward to on DC Movie News. We will see you soon. Once again, I'm Adam Gertler, Adam Gertler on all the things.
And you guys can find us at DC Movies SK. You can find us at Popcorn Talk. You can find us on YouTube, on iTunes.
Facebook.
At The Popcorn Talk, you said?
Yeah. At The Popcorn Talk, thank you. And everywhere else. And you guys can find me at Roxy Striar. Make sure wherever you are, give us that thumbs up, that 5 stars.
Yes.
It really helps us out. And we've been lacking in the iTunes reviews. So if you love us, please go there and say, I love you so much, and here's why.
Okay.
Or whatever you want to say.
At Jay Quasto, and hey, if there's any guests you think would be great for the show, tweet them at us, or let us know, because we would love to reach out. It's already kind of worked a couple of times, so anyone you think of, hit us up. We'll talk to them, and I think we might just be able to get them in. And other than that, if you're going to WrestleMania, I'll see you up there. All right. It's this weekend, so.
All right.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.